It's the Infectious Groove Podcast, recorded at the 33 and 3rd Music Appreciation Center in Speakeasy, just outside of Detroit, Michigan. The Infectious Groove Podcast is your source for jammy jams, music news, and the best in-depth music discussion. Now here's your host.
Hello and welcome to episode 23. Michelle, Kyle, how you guys doing?
We good.
We all right.
We all right? We all right? We tend to think Mike Lowry going to be all right.
We tend to think that, yes.
Well, if you would like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony, this is the episode for you. We are going to talk about music in commercials, and I feel like maybe that reference probably went right over both of your heads. But I do know that a whole lot of our listeners were just nodding their heads a lot. That's
I can hear it in my head, and I can't figure out what it's for.
It's one of the most famous ads of all time, and it's actually tied into the Mad Men finale, but the Coke ad that was originally written by a band called the New Seekers, and then Coke took I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony, and made it into I'd like to buy the world a Coke, and so they worked in the real thing too. Whatever. And one of the weirdest things about that ad is it totally came full circle because Oasis completely lifted that melody for a song on their first record called Shaker Maker. And I mean so the one, and because of copyright I can't do the melody exactly right, but it's I'd like to teach the world to sing, right?
Yeah.
And the Oasis one is I'd like to be somebody else. It's exactly everything about it is exactly the same. So anyways, we're going to get into that in a little bit and talk all sorts of stuff about the ins and outs of music in commercials. And before that, we have our usual business that we handle.
Music news.
There's at least a couple of pieces of music news. What's going on, Kyle?
A little birdie told me that...
Literally, a little birdie.
A little birdie told me that the Dixie Chicks changed their name, which I presume is based on the word Dixie.
Correct.
But I know nothing beyond that.
Okay. They're just called the Chicks now.
Oh, that's
so
original. Here's
the only problem that I have with it. I have a problem with other people having a problem. That's what my problem is.
Yeah.
So half the internet lost its mind today because they're all, you can't take Dixie out of it, right? The other half of the internet lost its mind because, well, now you're just calling three women the Chicks.
Yeah, yep.
So
you cannot win.
Yeah, so they're as far as I'm concerned, from here out, I'm going to be you know what song I love is "Traveling Soldier" by The.
Wasn't the band?
No, yeah, but I'm just from now on they're just going to be The. So I just don't. You literally can't win. What are you gonna?
You can't win for losing.
Yeah, so I don't. I don't know what
I really don't know.
I don't know what you're supposed to do. And I know you don't speak, or I don't think you speak for all women. Do you speak for all women? I don't think so.
I like to think I do.
Yeah, I'm certain you'd like to think you do. But does that offend you that they're called the Chicks? Or let's not even say it was the band with the legacy. If it was a brand new band that came out and was called the Chicks, what do you...
As long as it wasn't some dudes being I'm naming this band of women the Chicks, then
I see. Well, when I first got my very first Poison album, I thought that was the Chicks. For real. When I kid you not, when we're done, I'll show you the back cover of their first album. Oh, man. I literally was those are some nice-looking young women. Nope, four dudes.
Oh,
so, but I just don't, you know what I mean? And half the internet did that, and we don't need to get into the whole thing, but half the whole internet did the whole, how dare you take my monument down, with the Dixie part of it. And that I expected.
Yeah.
But what I didn't expect is everyone else to lose their mind over the Chicks part.
I didn't even think it would be something that people would be mad over until you were and then the other half of the internet, yeah.
I don't understand why they just removed one word and left the other one. Let's just be something different.
Yeah.
I don't know. What? And
that might even, who knows if there's rights issues and as far as songwriting, or, maybe they'd have to have their whole contract rewritten or something. I don't know.
The Chicks sounds like an early, a female punk band.
It does.
I think
from back in the day,
just to make sure I don't offend anybody, I'm just gonna, hey, do you guys, when you're over at the record bins, will you pull Wide Open Spaces by The? And we'll just let people guess the rest of it. However, there was some good news to
there
balance
is
that.
A very, very special box set by Prince coming out very soon.
Oh boy,
Sign of the Times.
Oh boy,
is coming to us.
Oh boy.
How many box sets? How many boxes are in the set?
So, do you remember how excited I was when the 1999 special edition came out?
Yes.
Okay, that one's 11 LPs long.
Mm-hmm.
This one's 13.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because Prince recorded the Dream Factory, Camille, and Crystal Ball at least. This is while commercially Parade, Love Sexy, Sign of the Times, the actual record, the Black Album, like all of that was coming out commercially, and then he was recording all of this at the same time. I'm beyond excited. Like, this is literally just like some of the highlights. It's 13 LPs long.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's 63 unreleased tracks.
What?
Like 63 brand new Prince tracks.
That's like 6 more albums.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. That we haven't heard from that time. Included in the box set is also a triple live record from 1987 that we've never heard before.
Oh my gosh. How many dollars is it?
Hold on. And then there's also a live DVD that we've never seen before from the Sign of the Times tour, and has the only time Miles Davis and Prince were ever on stage together, and no one's ever seen it yet.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I don't know if you've heard of Miles Davis, but a lot of people have.
No.
And the suggested retail on it, and Beauty's in the Eye and all that, but it's $300, which,
I feel like that's a good deal.
Coming from someone who Guns N' Roses put out a 1 LP special edition for $1,000. I'm pretty okay with a 13 LP. And it's all in the value to me. Like in 1999 was the same way, where there was tons of unreleased songs from that era in there. Right? Like things fans only ever dreamed about. Like you ran into a guy at a Prince show in '84 and he was like, "Did you know Prince did this song?" And then like your whole life you're like, "I think that guy liked me in '84." The same thing like the Camille, Crystal Ball, everything that was recorded, the Dream Factory, all that stuff that was recorded. This is like stuff of legend, and now it's going to come out like newly remastered and presented in the right way. So
I feel like that's a super good deal, even if you're not a huge Prince fan. Like that's a lot of music that no one's ever heard for not that much money.
That record is the one that if you're not a Prince fan, like if you're like not opposed to him, but you've just never really got into Prince. Yeah. If you listen to that record and you can't find something to like on there, like, and I'm talking about the regular 2 LP of Sign of the Times, like then there's no hope. Like you should stop
just
looking.
Move on.
Yeah, I mean, I Could Never Take the Place of Your Man, Strange Relationship, If I Was Your Girlfriend, the title song, Hot Thing. I mean, there's like Forever in My Life. There's like off the top of my head 7 different genres, like very well represented on the record. It's not like, oh, Prince wrote this song that's kind of a country song or whatever. Like it's Starfish and Coffee. I mean, the record is insane. And then to get to piece together like the whole creative process through this box set for the first time ever.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh boy. So, and that's September 25th that's coming out. So I'm really, really, really excited about it.
Hell yeah.
For me, it's awesome because the estate keeps reissuing his records on vinyl, like the Rainbow Children came out, and I tell you guys all the time about like, oh, this hasn't been on vinyl, or I couldn't find this one, or whatever else. And a lot of the fans complain about it, and they're like, well, why are you reissuing all this stuff? Like, there's so much in the vault. So here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
63 brand new songs, which is pretty sweet. Moving right along. Our jammies. So, I only have one real big thing that I've been listening to this week. I don't want to say who's in this group because I would rather people listen to it before they know who's in the group. But I've been listening to a new like folk indie EP by a group called the Soundflowers, and it's their first record, and it's only 5 songs, and it's real good. Real.
I checked it out, and I liked it a lot. I was shocked how much I liked it.
And that's why I did the same thing with you guys that I do with everybody else. I'm like, listen to this first, and then I'll tell you who it is. Because I don't want anybody's opinion to be colored either way on it. If you really like who they're connected to, just go, oh, this is great.
I would have never guessed that in a million years.
Oh, I know. Yeah. And so, we're creating suspense.
Oh, boy.
It seems like a good place for you, Michelle, to talk about what is it that you create every single Sunday and comes out on Monday for everybody.
Oh, I create a wonderful playlist on Spotify called Infectious Groove Podcast Companion Playlist.
And do you think we'll put the Soundflowers on that on Sunday?
I would think so. They might make it on there.
Spoiler alert. It's gone on there.
Along with a whole bunch of Prince.
Probably, actually. But and so everyone will know who's in this group soon enough because they have a Facebook Watch series coming out about the history of the person that's in the group.
Oh, boy. So, like people watch YouTube.
I like how we have to pause to explain the internet.
People also watch Facebook Watch, which is just like so it's going to be an exclusive video series.
Dude, how long has YouTube been around? And
20 years.
And she still doesn't believe in YouTube.
Yes, not that I don't believe in it. I know it exists.
Okay, so let's give it another decade before we start talking to you about it.
I literally have never even heard that term.
There's a series coming out on a streaming platform. Like, see, you have to, Kyle, you're a parent. You have to break it down so they understand.
That's true.
Holy cow. And that's my bad for using words in front of Michelle we shouldn't have used.
Spell it out next time.
Do you need an NAP?
Yes.
Always. So anyways, The Soundflowers, and it's only an EP. I sure hope to hear more from them. I really like what I have heard. Again, hopefully the Rona goes away so we can see them on tour, because I really, for anybody before you hear it, Lumineers, Lone Bellowish type thing. If you listen to those acts and you like that, that's what I would classify it as. I wouldn't mind seeing them open for the Lumineers or the Lone Bellow.
Agreed.
So that would be fantastic combo for sure. So Kyle, what are you listening to?
Man, sometimes I feel like I keep just repeating myself over and over again about the shit that I listen to.
Yeah, but if you're listening to the same stuff, that's fine.
So this week was, again, NF, The Search album. I don't know. I
thought the fever was back.
And you know what?
Not.
And I'm not asking this to be funny. I forgot when you said last time. Is it just NF?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So there's The Search. That's his newest record. The reason I listen to it all the time is because it's in my car. So it's in my CD player, and I just cue it up, and boom, good to go. But I also happened upon some straggler Eminem CDs that were in the house that I presume were maybe Michelle's. I'm not sure. They're not mine.
I assume not Relapse.
And it's not Relapse. It was Marshall Miller's LP.
Oh, boy. The first one?
Oh, yeah. Yep. So is that, and then some shitty LP as well.
Does your CD player even work after that? That's fire. Like, that's...
Ask her when we went where we were going today. It was the blasting in the car when she got in the car.
I mean,
I was like, "Oh," he's like, "I found your CDs."
I mean, there's not a bad cut on it. I mean, there's a lot of rhymes that maybe haven't dated so well. But again, if you take the art with the mindset of the person that
he does
who he was when he made
the F word a lot, and it's not the word I say a lot, which is fuck.
Thank you for clarifying.
Another word for cigarette.
Yes.
I actually referred to that word. I referred to that word the other day to my wife as the worst F word.
Yes.
Because it really has become that, in my opinion. I feel like the F word, fuck, has become like...
Just say that one.
Well, I'm just saying, I mean, that's what everyone calls it, has become like way more accepted.
Yeah.
And the other one is like, not at all.
Never ever.
So that would not be able to happen nowadays. No. But it is what it is. And I found myself in the Starbucks drive-thru just literally with it like
making friends.
Literally, my windows down and just blasting
Kim. Which, by the way, we're gonna have to be careful what tracks we pick off of that for the aforementioned Spotify
I'm pretty
playlist.
sure the lady in front of me in the drive-thru kept looking in her side mirror and rearview mirror like at me because of what I was playing, but I don't know, maybe not.
She was just checking you out.
Yeah, maybe that too.
So NF Eminem, that's been carrying you.
Yeah,
right on. Michelle, what Jamie Jams do you have this week?
I appreciate your enthusiasm.
Yeah, I was told to ask very enthusiastically. So.
I've been listening to a lot of the same, but one song specifically on repeat. I don't know if you've heard the Noah Cyrus July cut. Mm-mm. Their cut on the radio has Leon Bridges on it, which is amazing, but I like the original a lot. And then
the original's better.
I like the original a lot as well. I like both, but then I dug into her... Is it an EP that she has out? I don't know. It's like 6 songs with her band, and it's I like it a lot. I dig really the whole record.
Apparently, I will be listening to our playlist a lot this week because I need to get into that.
Speaking of her, what a dynasty old Billy Ray created there.
Yeah, no kidding.
The entire family is all super talented musicians, and the youngest one's not even old enough to be a real musician yet. So he'll follow suit. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
So he's not just gray hair. I saw a meme today that said something about how this whole generation only knows Billy Ray Cyrus for Old Town Road, and that breaks my achy breaky heart.
What?
Yeah.
Who doesn't know Achy Breaky Heart?
How do you know it?
Every young person doesn't know Achy Breaky Heart.
I'm a young person.
Yeah, because she's old. All right. Got it.
That was the damn jam back in the day.
I am younger than both of you.
Yeah.
Barely.
So
6 months is 6 months, okay?
So you've been listening to that song on repeat?
Yeah, and then I just dug into the rest of her album, and I've been listening to that. I just have been every track I like on that album, and so I was really digging that this week. In addition to the Scrubs podcast, actually, I've been listening to that a lot.
I need to get into that.
Yeah, Real Friends, Fake Doctors, or Fake Doctors, Real Friends. I forget which way it goes.
I think it's Fake Doctors, Real Friends.
Yeah, and it's really funny, and if you like the show, I recommend checking it out.
That reminds me, I should back up quickly and plug very good friends of ours, the MJ Cast. They put out a new episode on the history of Michael Jackson's album History.
Go listen.
And it's 3 hours long, and for me, it went by in 5 minutes. So
that's a sign of a great podcast.
It was a really, really, really good discussion. So yeah, I'm thank you for
people say that
me.
about us. So
no, that's everyone says that about us. So, moving right along.
It's time for the Infectious Groove Podcast. Main topic of discussion.
So, the main topic of discussion this week is music in commercials. And I guess the first question that I want to ask you guys is, do you care overall if an artist puts their music in a commercial? Because obviously, like, there's money changing hands there. It's making a statement about their art, as far as, like, what it could be used for. Instead of, if a person wrote a song in their room about missing their girlfriend and now it's selling whatever, does that detract from the song or whatever? So, in the broadest sense, because we're really going to dig into this, does it bother you at all? I guess we'll start with Michelle. That way you don't jump in when I ask Kyle.
It happened one time. It does not bother me if it's used correctly, and we'll get into that. There's a couple ones that I was, when I was doing research on this, I was like, oh no, that's not a thing.
Yeah, there were some examples when I did research that I was like, I don't know if they thought that out.
Yeah, and so that's not okay to me.
Yeah.
But
and we talked about, even in the politics one, we talked about like Reagan trying to use Born in the USA. Like,
same kind of thing too. Yeah,
hindsight's 20/20. But if I were Springsteen, I would have been like, tear it up. You know what I mean? Like, go on ahead.
So I don't think it takes anything for me personally. If that's what the artist wants to do,
on the broad scale,
if that's what the artist wants to do, and they want to get paid to do that, that's fine by me.
And we'll get into too as the show goes on about why it's changed a lot too, because it used to be like super no, and it's really changed quite a bit.
True.
So how do you feel like just on the broad spectrum of things?
I really like when an artist that you have not heard a lot of, ends up in a commercial. That makes me happy, mostly for them. Because, that's a damn commercial. That's exposure that you would never get otherwise. Right. An example is there's an NF song, which is off the Search album, and I can't remember which song it is, and it's for a video game. It's in like a video game trailer, and I only ever seen it on YouTube, so I'm not sure if it's on TV. But when I heard that, I was like, holy shit, they're using this in this trailer. Like, this is amazing.
Yep.
Stuff like that is awesome to me because
I think the first time Eminem's had songs in regular commercials, but I think the first time I ever heard an Eminem song being used for advertising was video games.
Yeah.
Too.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So then we'll get into this, and it definitely sounds like this part doesn't matter to you guys. Well, overall, it doesn't matter to me as long as the product is right. Like, my answer leads directly into the product. The product matters a whole lot to me. And also, I've got other things later on. There's other things that matter a great deal to me as well. Like, and again, I don't want to spoil it, but later on in the episode, we'll talk about artists who have passed on and how their estates handle their stuff. But we'll get to that. So if
context is proper, then I'm all for it.
Right.
Because there's some that are just spot on.
So then my next question was, does it depend on what the product is?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
To a certain extent, I don't really care. Like, if it doesn't make sense, but it's not offensive or dumb, then who cares?
Well, there's a couple of ones that I think of, like in the 80s, and I talked to you guys about this the other day. Like, the whole world shit their pants when the Beatles Revolution got licensed to a Nike commercial.
Yeah.
And Nike's thought, and if you can watch the commercial on YouTube, Nike's thought was like, if you're going to start a revolution, put your shoes on, get going. You know what I mean? Like, they were tying it in, and that to me makes a certain amount of sense. But at the timeline, though, I think it was 86, 87, Beatles fans were just like, no.
Not my Beatles.
But then there's things like Run DMC did My Adidas, the song.
Yeah.
Before the endorsement, they literally were like, we sure love these shoes. It literally, and just so everyone knows, in case you haven't heard the song My Adidas, it's not about how great the shoes are. It's about how they conquer the world, and that's their base. Is that's when they put those on, their Superman, type thing. And
you should all go listen to that song.
But there was a lot, and you can do so on our playlist.
Yes.
So, but there were a lot of people that were like, oh, Run DMC went from 10 to sellout because they had My Adidas, and then all of a sudden they get this. Well, why wouldn't you take an endorsement from Adidas? You know what I mean?
I used to be big on the selling out thing. It used to piss me off real bad when I would see somebody who was all about
And I think that's when the context matters, though.
Yeah, and for instance, so Preparation H used Johnny Cash.
Oh, I've got a whole list of them.
And they're fucking a Ring of Fire, and it's brilliant.
Yeah, and then
Spot on.
I've got a list of ones like that, but then I've got, and that kind of plays into too, like that's probably an estate thing. Like somebody was just like, whatever, like give us the money.
Yeah, I don't think Johnny Cash was like, yes.
I think June wrote that anyways, but still, like I'm sure the Carter family was probably just like.
But I do think that most people using Preparation H have a Ring of Fire. So
kind of in
it
context.
fits. It fits.
But then there's like Michael Jackson and Pepsi. That kicked off. I mean, Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, Ray Charles. Everybody has been involved with Pepsi since Michael laid the groundwork, right? And there's always amongst Michael Jackson fans, it's always like, well, Michael Jackson didn't even drink Pepsi and whatever. And like, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't. When I was a kid, the coolest thing in the world was Michael Jackson, and I would absolutely go crack open a Pepsi because I saw Michael Jackson endorsing Pepsi.
Yeah.
And at no point in the commercials was he like, and I drink Pepsi. Like he's just singing. Like they rewrote Billie Jean to be about like the choice of a new generation.
Yeah, man, he wasn't drinking Pepsi. He was cashing checks.
Yeah, and also up until history, Michael Jackson wasn't a statement artist, anyways.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like but prior to the Jacksons, when they reformed after the Jackson 5 and his own solo career, they were mostly a covers based group when they were younger. And then what he was doing was disco music and dance floor music on Off the Wall and straight pop music on Thriller. It wasn't like he put out We Are the World and then did the Pepsi commercials.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was like the Pepsi commercials kind of helped facilitate him to get his platform up there. So later on, he was singing We Are the World, Man in the Mirror, Heal the World, and so on. You know what I mean? So it's kind of I don't have any issue with that one at all for that reason. So we talked last week about artists not allowing music in Trump rallies because like no one will. Would that
the latest to be
if you, let's say tonight you turn on the TV and one of your favorite artists, their song's playing and you're just watching the commercial, and then as the text gets worse on the screen, you're like, oh, this might be a Trump ad. Right? And then at the end, over your favorite artist, you hear, my name is Donald J. Trump and I approve this message. Like, what do you do about your favorite artist at that point? Like, is it
real though? Like
I'm saying, let's say it's real.
Like they like signed on the dot line and like use my song.
Like we're talking about a full blown commercial. Like he didn't just blast their song at his rally and get told no. Like
that's a totally different thing. He would have had
to. Now, and again, I know this is a little political, but it's also commercials.
Yeah.
So how would that change your mind on the artist? Would you be like, nope, I will not be participating in that artist's music anymore?
Currently, yes.
Yes,
right. Yeah, because of that specific administration.
Yes.
You mean?
No, I mean like so. In 20 years, once this is in hindsight, like I might not be this enraged about it.
Right.
But
they're not going to run commercials in 20 years and be like, "Did you vote?"
But in 20 years, you're gonna be like, "Why don't you like this band anymore?" And I'm gonna be like, "One time in one commercial 20 years ago." Like right now, just because of the political climate, I would be very hopped up on it, and I would just probably
be hopped up on the dude.
Hopped up on the. Yeah, and
we know Ricky Bobby endorses Mountain Dew. So,
and I endorse Ricky
actually,
Bobby
by the end of the movie, he endorses himself. So, Kyle, and again, I don't mean to offend anybody. I know, I'm certain we have listeners that are Trump supporters. That's all fine and good for you, but I just mean that I know that you two are not, and so that's the first thing that pops into my mind. So, what if you would see this commercial and one of your favorite artists' song is playing in it, meaning that they're endorsing them? Does that affect?
Yeah, I'd be pissed, man. It'd be like instinct to be pissed off. I think. I have faith that like most people that I care about and listen to wouldn't do that just by who they are. But if that happened, I would be mad.
Sure. So the next question I have, and we should be able to squeak this in before we have to go to break. I have so much cool stuff we're going to talk about. This is going to be a lot of fun. Why do you think that it was taboo for so long? Like, why was it that in 1987 everybody lost their shit when Revolution was in a sneaker ad, but then now Drive My Car is in commercials and every other Beatles song and nobody blinks, right? Like nobody. So I have a theory on this, but I'm curious what you guys think. Like, Kyle, what do you think?
I just think advertising came around and they use it as a ploy to sell stuff.
Well, no, I'm talking about the fans.
Oh, like them not being mad about
I'll tell you right now, for the past 30 years, they've been trying to license Beatles songs. But they never could.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden they are, and not only are they doing it, but the fans, no one seems to care.
I just think it's normal now.
Yeah.
So you
just
there's just more of it. Yeah.
Inch more up.
And so every song every commercial has a song that you probably recognize in it. Yeah. It's common. That's
one thing. The more I looked into this, the more I was like, oh yeah, that was a commercial. Oh yeah, that was a commercial. commercial. Oh yeah.
So back in the day, commercials were very much just an actor standing there telling you about a product.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like it is today.
Right.
So I think it's just grown on everybody, and no one really cares now.
Yeah. Michelle, what do you think? Why do you think all of a sudden it's become more acceptable? Not only accepted, but encouraged. And like you mentioned, hearing new music that way, the band Fun.
Yeah.
The first time I ever heard Fun was the song We Are Young was in a Microsoft commercial. Totally. Well, first of all, I didn't go out and buy something Microsoft because of it. I just, the song stuck in my head though.
Yeah.
And I kept humming it until I went and blind bought Some Nights and was thrilled and remained thrilled with that record.
Yeah.
So anyways, why do you think it's become more accepted?
I don't have an answer. Like, I feel like I have grown up with music and commercials, so like it was never taboo to me. So like I feel like it was just something that was always there. I can't actually understand the opposite. Like I can't understand why people would be mad to hear. I don't understand that train of thought, so I don't know why it's changed.
Well, I think most music fans, I'm older, so for me, I think a lot of it had to do with exactly that. Like if you wrote this song for this specific thing, we'll take one, like for example, I can say proudly that Pink Floyd has never licensed their song for any commercial use ever. Like no video game, no commercial, nothing ever. And I would be pissed if a song like Wish You Were Here, which was written for Syd Barrett, and everyone in the world has had played at their funerals and to soldiers and whatever else, if all of a sudden like it's in a Hallmark commercial for like come buy a card, Wish You Were Here, I would be like livid. Like I would be really mad. And again, that might be an age thing, it might be just what I grew up with.
I mean, but I feel like a lot of times nowadays when you hear songs on the radio, when LMFAO did those Kia Soul commercials, like there's no deep meaning behind a lot of those songs that are on the
well, let me put it this way, I don't think you'd catch a Pearl Jam song in a music-based commercial.
Like I said before, I used to be very, very anti-sellout, whatever, like back in the day. Like if Slipknot had done an Apple commercial like 10 years ago, I'd been like, oh, fuck you, like that, sellouts. But now I'm like, dude, good for you. Like everyone hears Slipknot now. So perfect.
Yeah, and then it's that aspect of it as well. So here, I'll tell you, here's my theory. I think what happened is the music industry crashed. I think it's an essential stream.
I never thought about it like that, but I
think it's an essential stream of revenue that the artists absolutely would not have anywhere else. And I'll put it in our own backyard. We'll say the Lone Bellow. If the Lone Bellow had come out in 1995, and by the year 2000 was running their music in commercials, back then I would have been like, well, it looks like I'm not so much with the Lone Bellow anymore. But if they did it now, I would be like, you guys, everybody gets to hear the Lone Bellow. You know what I mean? So like, it's a totally different thing, and I think that it's a new avenue that artists have to pursue.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, I agree.
But that doesn't excuse, and this is a good tease for the second half of the episode. To me, that doesn't excuse the legacy acts who are already made going back and getting in.
That's a whole different thing. Yeah.
And I don't have an answer for that. Like, why all of a sudden is it acceptable for those songs to be running those type of ads?
Right.
Like I have zero problem with an up and coming artist or even somebody who's established but not legendary. Or doesn't have like a back catalog that they have no business. Let me put it this way: if you have a legacy act who has an album that sold like 10 million plus copies, like they don't need to be involved in the advertising game.
Yeah, that's totally
at least
true.
in my opinion.
No, I agree.
I agree.
So we are going to get into the second half. We've got a whole lot of going to bring up some jingle examples and things like that. And
Smelly
Cat. Smelly Cat I think is one of the best jingles of all time. But they didn't. Phoebe didn't sell that out though, right? It was her partner that did.
Yeah, unfortunately.
See, I would buy Phoebe's CDs before I would that woman's CDs.
I know, I can't remember her name.
I know. Yeah, that woman. How do you spell Phoebe?
P is in Phoebe. H is in Evie. O is in Oe. E is in Evie. B is in Evie.
All right, we'll be back in a second.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Up All Night, an Are You Afraid of the Dark podcast. We're your hosts. My name's Cortland.
And I'm Brandon.
And in our podcast, we take apart each episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark, scene by scene, and discuss it in detail. This show is prime early 90s Canadian acting at its best. Or, in some cases, worst. We're here to laugh our way through 7 seasons and 91 episodes. So whether you're a fan of the show...
Think. That's hard dough. No, mister. Accent on the dough.
Hi, Andy. Won't you come play with me?
Hey, we're just having a goof.
Or experiencing it for the first time.
We know there's nothing better than staying up all night with a scary story.
Hey folks, Rob here from Fat, Drunk, and Stupid. And what is that, you ask? Well, aside from 3 words that describe my life, it's a podcast. We talk about food, fun, fellowship, movies, books, video games, pop culture, and much more. Also, some very interesting guests and some awesome stories, and of course, some cold beers along the way too. So look us up on Twitter at FDS Podcast 7 and look for Fat, Drunk, and Stupid wherever you find your favorite podcast. Thanks for listening.
And we're back.
Yay!
So before we get into some things I want to discuss in the second half, I wanted to bring up a little fun fact.
Oh, I love fun facts.
Yeah. So you know the Moby album Play with Natural Blues and Southside and everything?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I said movie album, and I was like, be more specific. I got it now.
Moby.
Yes,
Every single one of the 18 songs on that record was licensed to a commercial.
Holy shit.
There are 18 songs on the Moby album Play. Every single one of them was licensed to a commercial.
I have nothing nice to say about Moby. So.
That's why we never heard from him again. He's just rolling in checks and piles of money at his house.
Yeah, right this very second, Moby just felt that we were talking about him and lost count. Now he's got to start over.
Well, now we owe him money.
Yeah, we probably do. So, anyways, I just thought that was interesting, and I knew that fact a long time ago, but I double checked it before. Like I wanted to say it on the show. I wanted to make sure I was right. But yeah, every one of the tracks on that record was licensed out.
You said how many? 18?
18 songs.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So yeah, he got that money.
He was ahead of his time.
But we talked about ones where I personally think like these ones offend me that the artist is in commercials, and to my knowledge, these are all folks. Yes, the artists themselves are very much alive. So this isn't. We're not getting into what the estate does with music just yet. But like Led Zeppelin and Cadillac commercials. Come on, like why is Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin in a Cadillac commercial? I just don't. Nothing. I just don't.
They don't relate.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like a blues-based rock band out of England. I don't see what has to do with an American car company.
I guess the age demographic. Like
for sure.
A lot of people are.
All of the ones that I'm going to mention are.
Yeah.
You know,
so that's why they're in them.
Oh, the guy who bought the Led Zeppelin record in 1974 now has the money.
So you're not using your marketing brain. You have to use your marketing side of your brain.
I don't want to use my marketing side of my brain. I want to use the artistic side of my brain.
He wants to use his music brain.
Aerosmith and Buick commercials, same thing. Come on.
Was it for a Buick LeSabre though?
Yeah, I feel like that was cut from the. I feel like Bob Seger, which I don't have any problem with that one, but like Bob Seger.
So why is that different?
Because like Seger's from Detroit, it's a Motor City thing. Like it ties in, like the like a rock thing, like Chevy trucks are built tough or whatever. Like you know what I mean? Like it's to me it all tied in.
Do you think that they used that because he's from Detroit, or
have to
just because their trucks are so tough?
Let me put it this way. I've always hoped that's the story, but like Bon Jovi and Rat's in the new some insurance company commercial.
I think it's a Geico commercial, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah,
and they're I mean, and it's funny, for anybody who hasn't seen the commercial. It's we have a rat problem, and it's
you told me about it.
And there was another. They have an old commercial. I think it's the same company as an old commercial with like John Bon Jovi in it. But my thing is like, if you went back to 1971 and told Led Zeppelin about this, they would be like, no, that's never going to happen.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Same thing with Aerosmith. Like, you didn't see when Walk This Way come out, it was not in TV commercials, you know what I mean? And now like Dream On is in a Buick commercial. Same thing with like John Bon Jovi, and Rat. Like that's not the highest of art, but Rat sure as hell would not have rented out Round and Round to a insurance commercial in 1986. So, but now they need that good coin.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Okay, real quick before your question, I want to say the most annoying one, and I don't even know what product it is, but the damn family that's in the minivan singing Crazy Train. Because John Ozzy Osbourne is still alive and could have prevented that shit. Like that's not like he passed away and Sharon was like, "Give me that dough," and I just don't I don't even know what product it's for, but whatever it is, I don't want to buy it.
I feel like he said a bunch of illegible stuff and then accepted the check.
Yeah, they were like, "We think that'll pass in court as an agreement." So I'm sorry, Michelle. Michelle, what's your question for us? Wait, do I have to keep the enthusiasm?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Anytime you talk to me ever outside of this podcast as well, I would appreciate that.
It's a lot to ask.
At what point is it the artist's choice? Like, and we talked about like movie rights. Like if
they don't have the rights,
doesn't have the rights, so they re-record it.
And
so
I'll say I'm guilty of. I have some more like famous examples I'm going to mention that I don't know if it's they just didn't have the rights or not.
Yeah. So like I feel like there might be some on this list that
I
we're
feel like
blame on.
most artists would make quite as stink about it if their song was in a commercial and they didn't want it in the commercial.
If they didn't want it to, but if it wasn't their choice and they still cashed that nice check, then like
well,
maybe
if you cash the check, then you're party to
but
it.
like,
it's like the old Weird Al Coolio story where Coolio tried to go around telling everybody that he was all pissed that Weird Al made fun of his Gangster's Paradise, and he was like, which by the way, Coolio, poor form, brother, where he was like, this is a serious song about gang violence. It ain't like it's Beat It. Beat It is about gang violence. and was actually used as a nationwide song to help with calming gang violence. But I have to quote Weird Al. Weird Al's response was perfect, which was, I check the mail every day and that check hasn't been returned yet.
And doesn't he get permission?
Yeah, he always does. Yes, absolutely. It's grandstanding for the sake of trying to make yourself look like you didn't take the check.
I made an error a second ago. I said illegible, referring to Ozzy not being able to understand what he's saying. He's illegible, I'm sure, when he's writing as well.
I was going to say, though, like if he used a speech to text, it would be illegible.
Yes.
You're speaking in cursive.
So that's what I meant, but what I really meant is unintelligible.
Right.
You cannot understand what he's saying. So, yeah. Before he can't
if Ozzy listened to this, he would have just thought you were right. So.
But my point was, I think that some people, like, they wouldn't have said yes, but they don't really care either way. So they're like, it's fine.
Right.
Like, Led Zeppelin is probably like, eh. Like, I'm saying if it wasn't theirs.
But, like, to me, I just, like, nothing about that song, because it's rock and roll. Like, nothing about that to me says, like, you should go buy a car.
I would be more mad at the Johnny Cash estate for the Preparation H thing.
Yeah.
Than, like...
but it fits so good.
It does, but, like, do you want, like, someone's legacy to sell butt cream?
Oh, man, but when your butt's on fire...
So let's talk about some of the more famous examples. And it sounds like Kyle's dying to bring up this Johnny Cash one. So, but yeah, to me, that's one of the more infamous ones. Like what?
Yeah,
like you just,
about that.
if anybody doesn't know. Preparation H has a commercial where they use a June Carter penned song that Johnny Cash very famously sang, Ring of Fire. And I can't even say it without giggling because I just, like, I know, to me, that is like me and you sitting around giggling, being like, wouldn't that be funny? Like, that should never make it past the me and you sitting around giggling phase.
See, I think it's like genius marketing wise. And they also did use the same song in a Burger King commercial for their rodeo burger.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was used in, like, so that has more like context, like country western kind of thing, but like just the whole Ring of Fire thing. Just
Darius Rucker was super creepy in that Burger King commercial too.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
It wasn't even a Hootie song. He was singing like some super creeped up song about bacon cheddar.
Creeped up.
Holy cow! So yeah, we talked about that. We touched on the Bob Seger thing. Another one that I know for sure happened because the artist was from Detroit and because of the economy here at the time was Eminem and Chrysler.
Yeah.
That Super Bowl commercial is fantastic.
It's so good.
Yeah, it really
and again,
is.
like the idea from that was, yes, he was promoting his new single at the time, but the single was about, mounting a comeback, and that's what Detroit was doing at that time, and that's what the Big Three were doing at that time. That, to me, is like the pinnacle of, like, art and commerce meaning.
And all those commercials, like when Detroit took a real shit and then was on the comeback, all those commercials, like for Super Bowl and everything that was going on, were incredible. Yeah. Like, it was just, oh, man.
Yeah, and I don't, that, and I don't even have this in my notes. I should sidestep and say that I don't have any issue with, I think some of the most famous commercials came out of the Super Bowl after 9/11, and any artist that wants to license their song to a commercial for, commemorating that or showing respect or whatever, it does not matter to me that at the end, like, the Black Tide logo shows up or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, that does not matter. If you want to lend your voice to, remembrance or reverence, then...
Yeah, I agree.
One of the most memorable 9/11 commercials to me is the Budweiser one where the horses, the Clydesdales go they all take a knee or whatever, and oh my god!
But they never once show their logo.
Yeah, but you just know.
Yeah,
it was classy. Very, very well done.
Two commercials that stick with me from the launch of what went on, unfortunately for me, to be an iconic product is when the iPod launched. U2 Vertigo and Jet. Are You Gonna Be My Girl? Vertigo by U2. That was the first time I ever heard that song. Was in that iPod commercial. I was like, first of all, what's with the neon colors and the silhouettes? Like, who is advertising what to me here? But then I was like, is that freaking Bono?
Yeah.
And then, like, I love that song. I never bought an iPod, but I love that song.
I will say that, goddamn, Apple has their shit together when it comes to advertising on, like, video advertising.
Right, yeah.
God, every
Well, I
song.
mean, that goes back to Steve Jobs in the 1984 commercial.
Yeah.
I mean, he knew what was up with that. It put him on the map.
Someone created an entire playlist on Spotify that I found today. I was just looking for a playlist to play of just commercial songs for me to just listen to. Someone created a list of commercial songs that's almost 5 hours long, and every single song in it was played in an Apple commercial.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
5 hours.
One that we can't put on our playlist because he's not on Spotify is, and to my knowledge, this is the only endorsement he's ever done, is Garth Brooks' Wrapped Up in You was in the Dr. Pepper commercials. And it was like,
I don't remember that.
Yeah, and it was like kind of poorly rewritten to be about needing a Dr. Pepper instead of like, needing the girl. And so a friend of the show, Mike Barkell, and I because I love that song, Wrapped Up in You. Anytime it comes on, both of us just have this running bit where we'll just be like, I could, anybody else go for Dr. Pepper right now? And like nobody in the room gets it, because nobody remembers the commercial or anything, and then of course when it gets to the chorus, it's maybe completely wrapped up in you. Both of us are like, Dr. Pepper,
I've never bought an Apple product of any sort. I had a Apple or an iPod Shuffle at one point gifted to me. I never used it and donated it, I think. But I've never bought a product of theirs, but I want to every time I watch one of their ads. And
that's just good marketing in general.
Not too long ago, they had that Sam Smith song that was like, it was in one of their Christmas commercials, and like I would just sit there in awe and like watch the commercial, and it was because of the song that's in it.
That's the 5G. Yeah, in the air. That's nothing to do with. We'll take it offline because I can't let all of our listeners in on the story, but I'll tell you what 5G is up to off air.
I'd appreciate it if you'd fill them in.
Two that crack me up is there's that song Magic by Pilot, like oh it's magic.
Yeah.
It's for some sort of medication. I couldn't. I can tell you,
man, those drug commercials use so many songs.
And this one goes into the whole like, you guys have no business taking that money. But Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac is in some sort of
it absolutely is
some sort of old person medication. They're like, hey, did you buy Rumors in your teens in 1977? You're probably old now and you need this medication.
They're in a lot of like the blood pressure medications and like the ED medications.
ED medications for sure. Isn't there Elvis song in an ED medication?
I'm not going to deny it, but I don't remember it. If so,
that's probably not true.
And then there's Born to Be Wild. I think has been in every commercial ever by Steppenwolf. Like, I mean, every single commercial ever that's been in. And actually, you know what? I didn't have this in my notes, but I should say that there was going to be a super sweet Harley Davidson ad in 2006 involving Guns N' Roses and a fantastic underrated song by them called Better from Chinese Democracy. There was a whole ad campaign where it was like a bunch of sheep running one way and one black sheep running the other way, and like it was representative of like GNR and Axl, and the whole thing was going to be super sweet.
Did Axl fuck that up?
No, his manager at the time did.
Okay.
No, I'll place square blame on Axl when it's his fault, but this one wasn't his fault. And but the whole ad campaign was like centered around the message of that song and everything, and then they ended up swapping it out for Paradise City because the record didn't come out for 2 more years. And so like for no reason whatsoever, Paradise City is playing in this thing. And then there's also another, it never aired in America, but there's a the most subtle endorsement, and this dude must have made so much money for 2 seconds of work, but Axl did a commercial for Budweiser that only ran, I think, in South America, and it's like this 30-second spot where they show this entire concert happening. It's a very nondescript band on stage, and everybody's flipping out and having fun or whatever. And then literally they pan over the crowd, and Axl Rose is just standing in the crowd with the Budweiser, and he's like just like lifts it up, and that's it. And the dude did like 3 seconds of work and probably made like and there's like no GNR music in the commercial or anything.
It's just him.
Yeah, it's just him. He's lit, and he does like the nod, like the band on stage, like, oh, I'm having a good time, but he doesn't speak, doesn't do anything, And I'm certain he was not in the big crowd. It's probably green screen, of him. So,
that's awesome.
You know what song or commercial that I like that now that we talk about it, it definitely doesn't fit in the commercial at all, but man, I love me that Cadbury Egg commercial.
which what's in it? What song?
It's the gorilla when he's playing in the air tonight.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
What?
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, he plays Phil Collins in the air tonight.
It's a gorilla behind the drums, and he just plays it. It's the beginning of the song. And
I've got some Googling to do here.
Oh my gosh, it literally makes no sense with the commercial when you know what the lyrics are about.
So,
but it's like
this leads me to my next question, in a way, from what you said, and definitely from what you said earlier about like being in awe of apples. Now, you've never bought an Apple product. I can't speak to your Cadbury buying habits, but is there a point where anything like that would cause you, like an artist endorsing something would cause you to buy a product?
I will say, if I had more money, I might buy an Apple product. But they're typically out of my budget.
Yeah, but okay, but because of Apple the brand overall, or because you've come toward that product because of their use of music?
A little
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I disagree with a lot of how their technology is put together. So that's what's mostly kept me from buying their stuff.
Sure. So, I mean, and I'm not trying to oversimplify this, but there's not a song or an artist good enough to make you be like, oh, well, I don't care about that. I'm going to buy this product because...
it's just, I get sucked into their ads every time, but like I've never gone over the edge and been like, okay, I'm going to go buy this iMac right now.
So is there like, would that affect your buying habits? Like if you heard a song or an artist endorsing a certain product, would you be more apt to buy it because of that? Or I think the idea is that you're just supposed to remember it more, remember that product more because you remember that song. But would it cause you to buy a product if an artist you like endorsed it?
So you got to put your marketing brain back on.
Sure.
And then,
well, you put whatever brain on you want. We've made it clear on the show. You're welcome to use your lady brain as much as you want.
Oh, thank you. I do believe that it's more. There's nothing that any artist could sell or to promote. Even I don't even know if an artist promoted an actual product. Like they were on the commercial, or like they were just like on their Instagram, being like, "I love this product." Like I don't know that even that would do it. Like not even their songs, like the artists themselves would do it for me. But I think that it's supposed to be a catchy tune, so that when you,
which I totally agree with on some. Like when I think Chevy to this day, they don't even run the Seeger ads, and I think of Seeger, and when I think of Seeger, I think of Chevy. But then like, it's magic. I have no idea what medication that is.
Well, then they're not doing a good job. Yeah. Like honestly, like that's not the ones you remember. The ones that are good. So when I see a Cadbury egg at the store, I instantly think of Phil Collins. So
then there you go.
But it doesn't make me buy the egg. But it's
that's
very much
okay.
Like
so let's say you're
remembrance.
walking through the drugstore and you hear "In the Air Tonight" on the overhead. Would that make you be like, I should buy some Cadbury eggs? I'm serious question.
It probably has.
Okay.
It's like I'm not gonna lie.
Now flip flop it. Is there an artist that if they did endorse something, you would be like, I'm done here? Like not with the artist, but the product.
So I will also say that I almost donate to the ASPCA every time I hear Sarah McLachlan.
Yeah.
I almost get there because it makes me so damn sad, and then it just I never really get past the point of
I can't even listen to that song anymore.
I know because it's directly linked to that thing, to the ASPCA, right?
Yeah.
But is there an artist out there that you dislike so much, either what you've heard about them, or their past, or their music, that if they were in a commercial for a product, you would be like, I'm never buying that product? Because there is absolutely one for me.
I don't agree with a lot of Chris Brown's actions. So I feel like if I saw him,
you know what? That's a fantastic. So
he had to deal with Sprite for a minute. Like there's a lot of stuff that he's done.
Like I don't know what goes through your lady brain. What do you like to buy?
You like buy tampons?
Let's say that he endorsed. Let's say he endorsed LaCroix.
Yeah,
would you abandon that brand? Because okay, you guys see what I'm going for, right?
Yeah, I absolutely.
Mine is more humorous. You took it way more serious, and that's good than I did. If Creed was in a commercial for anything, I'm never.
Oh my god, I second that.
Yeah, y'all know I love just chocolate in general. I would probably quit chocolate for life if it was like Creed presents Hershey candy bar.
That's a good diet.
Yeah, just quitting chocolate forever.
No, like getting bands to do that so that you just quit.
So I stopped eating stuff.
If Chris Brown would just do like Taco Bell, it'd be great.
If Creed would just endorse fried foods in general, I'd be so much better shape. But
if there was a commercial and it was like with arms wide open, and there was just Snickers bars flying at somebody with their arms open, I would be like, I'm done here.
No more Snickers.
No more
for
Snickers.
Me. Yep. But what is there? In yours was I can't. You knocked that out of the park, like, because Chris Brown. Come on, man. Like, you can't. You can't go and
the fact that he
use
even
him
still
as the
has
face.
a career is.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's a whole other. We literally do have that as a whole other topic.
Yeah,
Not Chris Brown specifically, but
I know.
Oh, yeah.
We have bad choices as another. As another topic. So, but is there an artist you can think of that's like that, where you would just be like, you know what, I'm done with that product because I don't want anything to do with that artist?
Oh man, I want to say Ted Nugent and Kid Rock collectively. If they
just
were
because
like,
of their beliefs.
Yeah, they.
Good thing you're not in the gun market.
No, but if I've never seen a better made potato chip commercial, but if there was one and like they had Kid Rock in it, I would be like, no man. Like
so overall, even if they were using. Only God knows why or whatever. Like even if it was like an older song, I'm just saying. Like for me, it's all Creed. You know what I mean? Like Creed could come out with a brand new song tomorrow, and I would just be like, I don't want to hear it. You know what I mean?
Creed does make me very angry in general.
Which is like the exact opposite effect they're supposed to have. But man, do they make me mad. I've been saying it, and we're 23 episodes deep. I've always said I try and keep the show as positive as possible. Yeah. That's the one topic I can't be positive about.
There's a lot of things that. So overall, when when Ted Nugent opens his mouth, I get angry automatically by what he says. Kid Rock is like 50-50 for me. Sometimes he says shit that I can relate to, like not politically related, and then he opens his mouth about something stupid, and I'm like, dude, no.
Yeah.
Like, and so I feel like if some sort of car company or whatever local company got on board with them, I would be like, or like a beef jerky company for Ted Nugent or so, I would be like, no, I'm done here.
Well, at least that would be on message. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if he, you know, he was like, I'm a big hunter and, you know, whatever. Like, you know, if he had his own brand of beef jerky, at least that would make some sort of sense with his tie-in.
I would like to clarify that I don't know much about Chris Brown, and so like maybe he has changed his ways.
Yeah, well,
so like I just don't want to say like write someone off forever because of one mistake. You know,
sure,
it was
but
a very
you're going
big
by
mistake.
what you know of him making a very big mistake.
It was a very big mistake, and from what I've known of the situation, he did not take responsibility for that. So if things were different, I'm not trying to judge one person on one mistake they made. You know, I mean, I guess a mistake is he did it on purpose.
Right. Is the only other thing that I have on this particular topic is, and we dabbled in it a little bit earlier though, is when the estate takes over, like when an artist passes away, and all of a sudden, and I think that's what happens a lot with these classic rock ones. That's why I was wanted to make sure before I listed off those ones, like, you know, Jimmy Page, Robert Plant, and John Paul Jones are still alive. Like this, there's no reason why that song should be in those commercials. You know, Ozzy Osbourne is still alive to get the family out of the van singing Crazy Train drives me nuts. But like you take, you know, I just spoke extremely highly of the Prince estate earlier because I'm super excited about the Sign of the Times box set coming, right? Someone tell me why Let's Go Crazy isn't a credit card commercial.
It's a good song.
They want you to spend more money.
That's insane. Like, but nothing about Let's Go Crazy has anything to do with spending money. Like,
but
the idea behind
that's also so fucking irresponsible for
a
credit card company to
sure.
have that song in there.
Not only that, but the entirety of the time Prince was alive, he didn't do any endorsements or any of that. So it's like, you know,
that's weird.
He's been gone for a minute.
They're just trying to cash them checks.
Yeah, and I heard that coming from across the house. I don't know, if about a year ago was when it was running, and I was like, please tell me Let's Go Crazy. Like, please tell me that they're just running a commercial for the song Let's Go Crazy. You know, like, because it was, you know, commercials running, and I was like, please don't let that be a commercial for anything with Let's Go Crazy in it. And then not only that, but I come in and it's for credit cards. You know, like, come on. Like, Prince was an out there enough dude, and I mean that in the highest possible way, that you could tie him into so many different products and do it somewhat tastefully.
Yeah.
You know,
well, even Dr. Pepper rips off that little character. Like, it's supposed to be like Little Prince.
Yeah,
the little
Justin Guarini.
Yeah,
do you know who that is?
No.
Yeah, do you remember the first American Idol came down to Kelly Clarkson and Justin Guarini? I think I'm saying it right. The guy, the little Dr. Pepper guy, is the guy.
His name's like
Little Dr. Pepper guy.
His
it's
name's
the
like,
sweet one.
Yeah, his
that
name's
guy.
like Little Sweets or something like that. But he's, I mean,
we're not calling Garth Brooks the little Dr. Pepper guy.
I literally have no idea what you're talking about, but okay.
Like, I don't even know if that's supposed to be a direct ripoff of Prince's character, but it sure seems like it.
And there's been things over the years, like, I don't know if either of you remember, in the 80s, McDonald's had that whole ad campaign for Make It Mac Tonight instead of Mac the Knife. And it was like, it was the full moon, the half crescent moon guy, and Woods playing the piano and stuff. And it was, you know, they licensed the Bobby Darin song and the whole thing. So that whole thing was supposed to be lifted off of Bobby Darin. And I can't speak it. This literally just popped into my head. I don't know if Bobby Darin was alive to make that deal or whatever. But that's been done before. Like you know, I mean, there's been commercials where they have a guy with like curly black hair and his pants pulled up and white socks and whatever else. And you know, they're alluding to MJ and whatever. And I get that. And I don't, you know, you would get to a point eventually where you would be like, well, we have to have plain people in white T-shirts in our commercials, or else we're, you know, alluding to something else, you know. But the Dr. Pepper one, I think, is plain as day.
Yeah, it's just. Also,
but that's not nearly as offensive to me as the Let's Go Crazy thing.
No, yeah, I agree. And to jump back a little bit, correct me if I'm wrong, but Justin Timberlake did "I'm Loving It." He's the
probably.
He is. I think their contract is up or whatever now, so it's not that anymore, or not him singing it, but he was the originator of the "I'm Loving It" thing for McDonald's.
How sure are you?
I'm 90% sure.
I hope it took just him to write that.
He didn't have a team of people.
Yeah, I think, have you and I discussed this before? The theme song to New Girl.
Yes.
If anybody's ever seen this show, Zooey Deschanel, and actually Prince guest starred on that show. The complete lyrics of the theme song to New Girl is, "Who's that girl? Who's that girl? It's Jess."
Yeah, that theme song makes me so mad.
That song took 7 people to write. The next time, because you just got into the show recently, right?
Yeah.
Okay, when you're watching the credits, because they always have like some Nick Millerism or Schmidt's douchebag jar in the end credits.
Yeah.
At the very bottom, watch the end credit. It'll say main title theme by, and you will see there are 7 names.
I appreciate a short title sequence, but that irritates me so bad that it's just like 3 lyrics.
Well, the best.
No,
we can cover this in another. Yeah, I'm sorry. There is a longer one. Hey girl, where you going? Hey girl, what you doing? Who's that girl? Who's that girl?
Okay, so
it's Jess.
There's more.
So the other 4 guys were responsible for those 2 lines. Hold on, real quick. I just want to say something. I can add it to our topics for sometime in the future. TV theme songs would be a really good one because there was a lot that went on.
There's a lot.
Would be on to be hits and whatnot. Yes. But the greatest TV theme song in the history of the game is Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt is the greatest theme song in the history of television.
I don't know if I've ever heard
I'll play it for you as soon as we're done. It is the greatest theme song in the history of television. But you have clarification on this Justin Timberlake situation?
Googling.
Did he write the deeply sensitive lyrics? Ba-da-da-da-da. I'm loving it.
What I have here for all of you is in 2003, Justin Timberlake helped launch an ambitious new McDonald's marketing campaign tied around the slogan, I'm loving it. The advertising blitz marked, surprisingly, the first time venerable fast food company had ever used a single message and set of commercials worldwide at the same time.
But that doesn't mean he wrote it.
He did.
It said he...
Well, no. I'm saying he sang it.
Oh.
I don't know if he wrote it.
I hope it took one person. That's all I'm hoping
That's
for.
his vocals in the commercials for the longest of time.
Yeah, well, and that I don't have an issue with that.
No.
You know,
me either.
Cool. So I think this has been a great discussion about music. Wait, hold on, Lady Brain wants to interject. I'm kidding.
So one that I found out today that I was absolutely floored by, that I had no idea, and I guess because I don't know the history, was that
I feel like I know what you're going to say, but go.
Geico used it in one of their commercials. They used the Allman Brothers to promote motorcycle insurance.
Yeah, and not so much with that.
Yeah, because both of the Allman Brothers.
Yeah, it's a little off the mark. The one I thought you were going to pick out was Jane Says.
Oh,
that's on
too.
there as well.
Yeah, by Jane's Addiction. Yeah. Who has addiction in their name. And then it's in a Jack Daniels commercial.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much.
Yeah. So those two I thought were big.
The Allman Brothers one, I remember seeing that and just being like, and I say this a lot on the show, but like, I don't expect everybody to be me. You know, like when a song comes out, I don't expect everybody to go, do you know what that song's about?
They should know that ahead of time. So
like
someone really shit the bed
someone in the line of that happening had to have been like, right? I mean,
did they die in the same motorcycle accident?
So. No.
Okay. Oh, that's weird too. Both motorcycle accidents. Man.
It's not like Leonard Skinner, where it was like a plane wreck that took out most of everyone.
Anyways,
but
that was one that I was just like,
I know, and that's good. I meant to mention that or Jane's Addiction earlier.
That's like Delta Airlines using Freebird.
Oh my lord! Wait, they didn't do that.
No. But it would be the same thing. Like
that or Crazy Train. You know, because Randy Rhoads passed away in a plane accident.
Jeez.
John Denver. Oh man. Okay, now we're getting
we're
getting way out there. Well, this has been a fantastic discussion, and my thing about it is this: a lot of times I can be the grumpy old man as far as that type of stuff goes. But whether or not we like it, it's not going away.
Yeah,
I don't care if somehow everything to do with you had to buy physical media again starting tomorrow and the music industry rebooted. I think we're to the point of no return with music and commercials.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I like it for the most part.
Let's say my theory of the music industry crashed because of downloads, and that's why music, we're to the point of no return. Even if
that makes sense, and I agree. There's no going back now.
I like it. I understand that there's obviously some major missteps, but overall as a whole, I support it.
Yeah, so cool. Well, hopefully everybody enjoyed this conversation. I certainly enjoyed having it. I mean, at least with Kyle. Michelle, I can take
Shut the fuck up.
If anybody that we talked about would like to sponsor this podcast, we'd be open to that as well.
Yeah, we are joining. We've joined teams with a couple of other podcast networks, and that's why you're hearing their ads run, and we're all trying to help each other out. If you want to help us directly, you can always go to anchor.fm/Infectious Group Podcast, hit that support button. But I mentioned this on I'm not talking about it in past tense because it's not out yet when we're recording this, but it will be in past tense for you guys. The bonus episode that I have, you can support us for as little as $1 a month, but another way to support us is with those comments and the likes and the sharing and whatnot. And that
tell your friends.
That doesn't cost you anything. So
tell all of your friends.
We greatly appreciate you guys listening. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
The Infectious Groove podcast is hosted by Russ Robinson, Kyle Wimple, and Michelle Koselecki. Produced and edited by Russ Robinson. Intro and outro music composed by Chris Kimmel. Opening credits read by Stacey Robinson. Recorded with a Rode Podcaster Pro and Rode Pod mics.